it already. Everybody tells you need to have a vision, you need to have a purpose. So how do you go about doing that? Stop whining already. Stay tuned. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, we lead, we inspire. And one of the things I want to talk to you about is to be successful. Do you have to have a vision? Well, hell yeah, you do. You need to have something to go for. You need to have a purpose. You need to have an objective. You need to have a burning desire. But I digress. All right. Anyway, here's the point. There are some people that you look at them and you say, he's a visionary. All right. Steve Jobs was a person like that. Elon Musk is a person like that. Albert Einstein's was a person like that. There are some people that are just visionaries. So, and just the same way as some people are great artists or great singers, there are others of us that are not, that can't sing to save their lives. I would happen to fall into that group. So, does that mean that I can't enjoy singing a song? Does that mean I can't enjoy listening to a song? You know, Gladys Knight needed the Pips. All right, there were the Pips there. Remember what the Pips were? They were the people in the background going, woo, woo, Midnight Train to Georgia, woo, woo. You need to have some Pips. Okay, here's my point. You don't have to be the person that comes up with the vision. Hello, McFly. You're allowed to go out and sample all of the things on the dessert tray and say, I want the chocolate cake. But you don't know what you want until they bring the dessert tray over. And I speak from experience. I've seen a lot of dessert trays. My point is, if you want to be successful, yes, you have to have a vision. But you do not have to be the one that originated that particular vision. You can be somebody that embraces that vision. So how do you do that? You expose yourself to different ideas, different concepts, and then you find something that you believe in and you make it your own. I want to give you an example from my personal life. And this is something I have yet to accomplish that I definitely, it's on my bucket list. It's something I definitely am going to do. Years ago, when Eli was going to daycare, all right, his mom was working, I was working, Eli was at daycare. The people that ran the daycare, the husband of the lady that ran the daycare, she had the daycare, and he had a business that was automobile repair. He had 3 or 4 different shops. Very successful guy, and they were from Puerto Rico. Okay, and one of the things that he and I would talk from time to time, manly stuff. Okay, he and I would talk, and one of the things he told me about was one of his dreams. He lives in the Chicago area now, but he said, I want to take a vacation, and there's a place that I've been dreaming about. It's called Culebra. And it's a little island in Puerto Rico. It's part of Puerto Rico, but it's a little island there. And I'll bet you haven't heard of it. Not many people have heard of it. And he would speak about this island with such passion that I was inspired to get on the computer and look it up. Well, I looked it up. It's on my bucket list. Why? I love to snorkel. It's a little tiny island. They really tiny, all right? You go around, you get into a golf cart. That's how you travel on the island, or a little Jeep, all right? They don't have a whole ton of cars on this island. There's little tiny places. They have little restaurants. There's a little island off of Culebra that's called Culebrita. And this island, you have to take like a paddle boat out to it, or a catamaran out to it. And it's not something that, it's just easy to get to. It's something you have to find a little transportation. It's not too far off the main island, but they have unbelievable snorkeling there. It's a pristine beach. And so now Culebra itself has some great beaches, okay, but Culebrita is it's just like a little tiny island with this unbelievable snorkeling. I am dreaming about this place. It's something I visualize that I've gone on the computer, I've gone on the internet, I've looked it up, I've looked up the hotels, I've looked up the vacation spots, all of the things that are there. It's in my dream. It's one of the things that I want to do. It's one of the things I'd like to take Eli with me to go on this adventure. I've embraced it. It's a vision that I have. Now that's on the personal side of the balance sheet. Do you follow what I'm saying? Another vacation I want to take, but let's talk about not about you, let's talk about me. Let's talk about the vacations, is a river rafting trip through the Grand Canyon. Wow. I have explored this on the computer. I visualize myself. It's like you can take a 4-day trip, you could take a 6 or 7-day trip. It's just absolutely fabulous. The reviews are, it's the adventure of a lifetime. Another thing I want to go do with Eli. I mean, these are visions that I have that I didn't come up with them myself. Somebody mentioned them to me, I saw them, I explored them, and I've embraced them. So let's talk more about you for a moment. Let's talk about the business side of the balance sheet. You don't have to, once again, come up with the idea. After all, Mick Jagger, there's the other Stones beside Mick Jagger, and like we said, there's Gladys Knight, and then there's the Pips. So the Pips embrace the value of the song, but they don't, they're not Gladys Knight. They didn't come up with it. Same thing is true in business. Now, as a leader, one of the things that you want to do is to capture a vision. Now, it can be your very own personal vision, or it can be something that you stole, borrowed, embraced from somebody else and made it your own. But this is a key point about leadership. A leader doesn't move their people until they find out what moves their people. So you have to have a vision, and the vision has to move you, and you have to embrace it. And as a leader, you have to get the other people in your orbit to embrace it as well. The vision is the key. That's what inspires. That's what motivates. When you are planning your vacation, do you look at brochures? Do you go on the computer? Do you look at reviews? Do you go to TripAdvisor or some other, websites that are like TripAdvisor? I know there's a whole bunch of them. All right, and you find out what restaurants in the area do they have, what trips do they have in the area, what vacation spot. So you're not coming up with the idea, but what you're doing is you're pursuing it in detail, and you're embracing it and you're capturing it. The same thing is true on the personal side of the balance sheet and the business side of the balance sheet. So what purpose, what vision, what passion can you find? The only way to do it is to get that dessert tray out there. Not the only way to do it. If you're not, the creative person, you don't have to be, but you have to be. You don't have to be the cook in the kitchen, but you have to take a look at the dessert tray and see what's on the menu, because then you can pick something out and make it your own. That's how you become passionate about something. Is you don't have to come up with the idea, but you have to get your tentacles out there so you can grasp things, so you can see them, and you can steal them from someone else. There's nothing wrong with that. Get an idea and run with it. Embrace it. Be passionate about it. And have the vision that you can bring it to life. And once again, remember to never ration the passion. Always fashion the passion. I'm Eli's dad.